What's up, everybody? Welcome back to TGK TV. It's your boy TGK. Today, I'm gonna go over the 5 things that I noticed from the Dallas Cowboys versus the LA Rams from Hawaii. Let's get straight into it. Now, before we get started, I want to talk about preseason etiquette. I want everybody to know this, that preseason is preseason for a reason. They're just out there trying to figure out who's who, what works for which players. That is all. Don't take the preseason that seriously, all right? It's really, you're there, you watch it, try and enjoy it. Try to watch it as long as you can watch it because it can get boring towards the end. But they did something different this game that made it bearable to watch into the second half. So let's get into it. Now, starting off the game, Pollard, our running back, our quote-unquote starter if Ezekiel Elliott does not return. Pollard looked good yesterday. Looked fast. Looked like a viable option to replace Zeke if Zeke does not want to come back anytime soon. So now we look like we have a solid, decent running back, a really good running back back there. And I think the anxiety or the worry that Zeke isn't going to return can be tamed down a little bit because we do have a viable option. However, he is not Zeke because he missed that one block, which led to a sack on Dak Prescott. So little things that he could tweak and fix and whatever the case may be. But he did get us our touchdown in the game, one of them, and looked great, looked fast. I look forward to seeing what he could do. And takes me to my next topic. He did all that. Also, Dak did that one throw to Gallup, all that. With the offensive line that we had. We only had 2 starters out there, and our backups look solid. Our offensive line looked good in this game, considering all the factors that we had. So that is a good thing to see. That is a good thing to know that going into the actual regular season when everything starts, that our offensive line is going to be okay. The next thing I want to talk about is Michael Gallup. Jesus, that guy is going to be a solid number 2. I feel like if he continues to develop and continues to be as good as he's been in just his 1 year, we might be looking at a number 1 in a couple of years. So you never know. I mean, if he develops even faster, you might see 2 number 1s out there. I mean, he looks good, fast, athletic, like a young Dez Bryant. Just the capabilities that he has, the hopping ability, and just how fast he is. He has really good hands. Looking good out there. Now, the different thing that the Cowboys did today was that they allowed Mike White to play with the second team, and it was a disaster for him. It literally showed that Mike White is not a backup quarterback at all in this league right now. He's continuous to make the same mistakes. He's throwing interceptions. He just doesn't look confident out there. He had one good throw that I saw. Other than that, just a very timid quarterback that isn't making the right reads. So Mike White, it's not looking so good right now. And my last thing, other than the few players that made a solid plays on defense, I forgot his name, number 32, great, looking good out there, but this is towards the end of the game. I want to talk about one player that I feel that we need to bring up. I talked about him in the last video, and that's Johnson, number 81. I'm not going to say his first name because he don't deserve it yet. Johnson dropped a critical pass and another pass in that first game. This game, he had another drop. I don't know what it is with Johnson. He gets open. He has the talent to get open, and he is just dropping balls. I don't know what it is, and I feel like in game 3, if he doesn't have a play or make some sort of move, I mean, it's gonna look rough if you're not being able to be relied on out there to make a catch wide open. The dude gets open. We've seen that obviously in the first 2 games. Johnson, man, you gotta catch the ball. Gotta catch the ball. All right, guys, so those are my 5 things that I noticed from the game. Again, it's preseason, so it's really not much to dig into because a lot of the play calls are just very generic, basic play calls. They're not going to drum up the best thing that they got going on. Kellen Moore, again, in that first drive, after that sack, Dak made a great throw to Gallup, and then Pollard just finished it off. We look good out there. We look good out there. So it's looking good right now as far as your starting players. And then Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush had a good drive in that second half. This is where I meant that they made the game interesting because Cooper Rush got out there with, the third team in the second half, and he had a touchdown drive. Looked good, had great passes. You know, I think there's things that you could take from these preseason games and not necessarily take it so serious, but there's certain things that certain players do that you're like, all right, if something happens, I know we got other options out here that can fill in for these roles. So again, game 3 is coming up. It is going to be our dress rehearsal. This is where you're going to get the starters to at least play 1 half, and you're going to see a little bit more, not too much, but you'll be able to see something from the actual starters, and we'll be able to dig into it a little bit more. Anyway, guys, sound off in the comments. It's been your boy TGK. and I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.